Let me begin with a simple proposition that is easy to say and much harder to practice. Student engagement is not a property of a particular room, a particular timetable slot, or a particular teaching style. It is a quality of learning. In UK higher education, that distinction matters more than ever because the sector is being asked to do several difficult things at once: widen participation, support student success, maintain academic standards, respond to changing student expectations, and teach in a way that produces not merely attendance but understanding. The QAA's 2025 Quality Code Principle 2 is very clear on this point. Providers are asked to take deliberate steps to engage students as active partners in assuring and enhancing the quality of the student learning experience. It is not a decorative phrase, it is a statement about how quality itself should be understood. Advance HE sharpens the point with admirable precision. It defines student engagement as the extent to which students are motivated, passionate, and curious about their program of study, their higher education community, and their immediate surroundings. That is a far richer definition than mere participation. It tells us that engagement has an emotional dimension, an intellectual dimension, and a relational dimension. It is about curiosity, belonging, and investment in the learning environment. Advance HE also emphasizes that student engagement through partnership is distinct from simply listening to students. Partnership requires an open and collaborative relationship built on trust, agency, and reciprocal learning. That distinction is crucial because higher education can easily mistake consultation for co-ownership. True partnership changes the architecture of learning. The Office for Students foregrounds the student interest and the outcomes and experiences of students. In its student engagement strategy, it describes engagement as the strategic and impactful involvement of students or students' perspectives in its work. It was founded to make the student interest fundamental. In its regulatory framework, Condition B2 applies to the quality of higher education in any manner or form, including courses delivered through partnerships, micro-credentials, and apprenticeships. Student engagement and student interest are not optional extras. They are part of the moral architecture of higher education. That is the context in which teaching observations should be understood, not as surveillance, not as performance theatre, not as a referendum on whether someone prefers a lecture or a seminar. Teaching observations should be developmental conversations about design and support. The real issue is not the label attached to the session, it is what the session enables students to do with their minds. Are they merely receiving content, or are they being invited to think, question, test, interpret, and make meaning? That is the standard that matters. A lecture can be deeply engaging, a seminar can be painfully inert, a workshop can be transformative or chaotic, an online session can be rigorous or flat. We must resist the lazy assumption that teacher-led teaching is somehow old-fashioned. Expert explanation remains essential. A good lecture is not an abdication of student engagement. It is often the first stage in it. Students cannot participate meaningfully in complexity until complexity has been made intelligible. The goal is to cultivate independence, judgment, and academic confidence. This is where John Hattie and Barak Rosenshine remain useful. Hattie has long argued that teachers should become evaluators of their own teaching, seeing learning through the eyes of students. Rosenshine articulated principles of instruction that include small steps and checking for understanding. Learning is a cognitive process that benefits from clarity, sequencing, and feedback. Engagement can and should be designed into every teaching space. Not every session needs constant group work, but every session should create opportunities for students to process understanding, Sometimes that means a pause for retrieval. Sometimes it means a targeted question that forces a transition from passive listening to active thinking. These small interventions do not dilute academic rigor, they support it, they transform information into learning. A large part of the reason this matters is because higher education students are not a uniform population. Advanced HE's framework discusses the importance of mature, international, and commuting students. Engagement must be inclusive, flexible, and humane. Engagement must be designed with an awareness of who is in the room and what barriers they may be carrying. Consultation is not enough. Partnership involves reciprocal learning built on trust and agency. Students become active partners in enhancing quality. My own teaching philosophy is communicative cognitive. Students learn best when communication is used to activate cognition. I do not want to simply speak at students. I want to design the conditions under which they can think with increasing independence. I am less interested in the old binary between teacher-centered and student-centered teaching than in the quality of interaction between expert guidance and active student thought. Effective teaching often feels deceptively simple. Clear intentions, practice, and feedback. Rosenshine's principles are practical. Instruction is more effective when it proceeds in manageable steps, includes frequent checks for understanding, and gives students guided practice. Good teaching is not about watering down complexity, it is about making complexity learnable. Hattie's work on feedback reminds us that it matters most when it answers the learner's questions about where they are going, how they are doing, and what comes next. That is the heart of effective teaching. Not coverage, but progress. Not performance, but learning. Disengagement is rarely just one lecture. It is usually an accumulation of signals, unclear expectations, weak feedback, or poor belonging. The classroom is one site where that accumulation can be interrupted. It is also where better habits can be built. Lecture theatres, studios, workshops, and online spaces can all support student engagement. The medium does not determine the outcome. The design does. Engagement is the quality of the relationship between challenge and support. A developmental teaching culture has to remove barriers, not simply report them. It has to be inclusive without becoming vague, and structured without becoming rigid. That balance is the sort of professional judgment higher education should cultivate. I invite colleagues to think of teaching observations as a conversation about evidence, not preference. The question is whether the session creates the conditions for meaningful learning. Did students think aloud? Was there evidence of intellectual movement? Did it make thought possible? Engagement is a culture, not a technique. It tied not just to activity, but to motivation, passion, and curiosity. Students engage when they feel that what they are doing matters, when they can see themselves in the learning, and when they are treated as partners. Trust leads to investment. Excellent higher education is the design of learning experiences in which students become more capable, more curious, more reflective, and more independent. Sometimes the most powerful teaching does not look dramatic at all. It simply makes thought possible. The sector has already accepted a more relational understanding of excellence. The challenge now is to operationalize it in daily teaching, not as jargon or compliance, but as craft. It is about expanding human capability. That is why engagement and partnership matter. The real question is always how learning happens, not merely where it happens. Engagement is not a delivery, it is a design. And in that design, we find the true art of teaching. Thank you for your commitment to this craft. To explore these frameworks further, please refer to my books AIQ Savvy and EQ Shrewd Vanguard Leader and Transformative Approaches, available in Kindle and paperback formats. Let us continue to build resilient minds together.